So coming up next is Hayden Crawford. He's joining us from Perth, Australia. So excited to have him here. No, not Royden, Hayden. the other Australian. Yeah, so you're not used to this one. This is a brand new one. So we got a Hayden Royden. I don't know what the Haydens and Roydens with this kind of thing. So welcome. We have he's known as a colored guru. Today he's going to be speaking to us about the wisdom of color therapy, about what the different colors represent, why we're drawn to certain colors, how do colors help us remove mental blockages, limited beliefs, and how it can guide us into the life we want to live. What he does is he's a founder of Dreemtime Academy. It's a modern day mystery school, which is quite cool. I didn't know what that meant. I know that you did Dreemtime Academy, but I didn't know it was associated with mystery school. So that's pretty cool. You're a spiritual teacher, wellness coach, color mirrors therapist, a starseed, hypnotherapist. He gives overwhelmed women permission to explore and rediscover their inner wisdom so they can live life with more joy and purpose. He works closely with color mirrors system to help you achieve the best results in the quickest time. This powerful color therapy was created to promote both personal and spiritual transformation. His website is dreemtimeacademy.com.au and dreemtime-academy.com. So take the stage. Welcome to have you. And I'm so glad that Elle brought you on board. She couldn't make it, and so she thought that you'd be the perfect cover for her. So please take the stage for the next 25 minutes. Enjoy.
Oh, thank you very much for inviting me. And yeah, Elle's a legend, isn't she? She's certainly a pocket rocket for sure. Well, yeah, thanks very much for that introduction as well. I really appreciate it. You've saved me having to say all of that, which is a bonus. Yeah, so that's good. And it was really interesting listening to Raphael there as well. I thought his views on manifestation were absolutely spot on. Keep it simple, stupid. And I guess that, you know, I'm the right person to follow such a statement about keeping things simple, because that's me all over. You know, color is very simple, actually. And what I love about color is that it is the language of light. So it can never be misinterpreted, you know, so it's almost like a reliable friend that we can turn to whenever we're feeling, you know, sort of doubtful or feeling like confused or stuck in our lives. And it shines its light on us and gives us guidance on the best way forward. So you know, as you rightfully just announced, I work with an incredible color therapy system, which is this one behind me here called the Color Mirrors. Now, this was founded by a lady called Melissa Jolly in 2001. She lives in South Africa with her daughter Jilly, and she channeled the information through into 87 different dual colored oil bottles over a period of time. But the first 36, magic number 36, they came through to her within the first, I think it was the first 36 hours. So it's an evolving color therapy system which dates back to Atlantis, you know, so it's Atlantean wisdom, which, as you know and I know,
Wait, back up. How does it go back to Atlantean?
Well, it's interesting because if you think about the magic number 36, for example, 36 is 6 times 6, which is creation times creation. And that formula was used for the construct of the pyramids in Egypt. And of course, a lot of the people that survived Atlantis when it fell through the dimensions, they ended up in ancient Egypt. So the wisdom from Atlantis was then incorporated into the architecture in ancient Egypt. But actually, you know, it's well before that. So the wisdom that comes through the mirrors actually arrives from the stars, because if you think about who seeded the first civilizations on this planet, then it was the Lemurians. Well, it was actually the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Syrians. So our starry ancestors, they kind of seeded the first humans and the whales and dolphins on the planet. So Pythagoras, which is a system of numerology that I teach, is incorporated within the color mirrors system as well. Okay, so it's a numerology based color therapy system. Okay. But today what I'm going to be doing is talking to you about color therapy in particular, just for the purpose of this. And I want to I want to buzz through some sort of key points about color therapy before I then show you a almost like a sequence of bottles, and I want you to intuitively select so you can see how powerful these bottles are at revealing your conscious and your subconscious beliefs, frozen emotions, and stuck patterns. So, color was recognized, as a powerful form of therapy in most ancient civilizations, actually. So it was ancient Greece, it was China, India, and at the healing temples of light and color at Heliopolis in Egypt. So color continues to be used therapeutically in many unique ways and can be combined with virtually any other form of therapy. So, here are some ways that we can actually use color. Okay, so we can use it in tinctures. So when I say tinctures, it's like things like water that has been charged with color frequency. So there I've got like ruby red and the green angel. These are the essence sprays within the color mirror system. There's 54 different keynotes and frequencies that you can work with. And these are, water that's been energized with Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian prayer ritual, colors and sunlight, so they're all based around Dr. Mazuro Emoto's experiments with water, where when we send love into liquids, it changes the crystalline frequency. So those crystals become like beautiful snowflakes. But if we channel hate into something, the crystals go all clumpy and horrible. So these are very high vibrational remedies. You can also use it.
How do you make the colors?
The colors are, as I said, they are created by Melissa Jolly and her daughter in South Africa. So they're the color alchemists. I don't create the products myself. I went out to the experts. So yeah, they've got secret formulas. They are proper color alchemists. It's their life's work. But you could also, if you don't have the color mirrors, or because other people like using color in different ways, you might want to use crystals. So you can use crystals like amethyst or orange calcite or rose quartz or whatever really that you've got. Most people have got crystals at home. You could use it by connecting with the beauty of nature, extracting essences from flowers. So I also work as an Australian bushflower essence practitioner, and flowers like the crowea is really good for helping you open your heart, or the bush iris is really good for helping to rebalance the pituitary gland, the pineal gland. So all the colors like speak to us in pantomime, a bit like a cat does when it wants something to eat. It puts its tail up and meows. The flowers communicate with us in a process called the Doctrine of Signatures, which is how many petals they've got. So the numerology of the plant, the color, the texture, the smell. And it's nature's way of explaining what it's used for therapeutically for us. So the color is very significant within flower essences. The psychology of language and color as well, which is really important, helping you understand yourself and others, and also through the use of colored energy on the body, on the chakras, okay? Because we've got to recognize that the body, mind, and soul are all interconnected. And, if we want to work on our emotional self, we've got to release those emotions, not only from the outer causal bodies, but from the physical body as well. So the color mirrors actually help, take you, it helps your body feel safe as your soul takes you where you want you to go. So these ones, for example, the dual colored oil bottles are really good for bathing in. So we submerge our body in the remedy. We allow this beautiful crystalline, highly potentiated crystalline energy to go through our cells and replace the lie that's caught within there and replace it with the truth. So any shock or trauma or feelings of pain, it will clear and transmute those. So it's a proper alchemy that takes place within the body as well. So each color has its own meaning and its own vibration, and you'll be attracted to some of them and not others. And it can change during various different points of your life. So color helps you to see the world more clearly and what's going on in your life and in the world around you. And those you're attracted by will offer information about your emotions, your health and well-being. They'll offer information about your issues or your blocks, your potential as well, and who you truly are. So colors carry both positive and negative connotations, a bit like numbers do. For example, like the number 6 is about creativity, but it's also the opposite of that, which is destruction. So a color will do the same thing. red, for example, it's about survival, safety, and security. But also red is about vitality, energy, mobility, you know, so each color will have different variants. Now, what's interesting in color therapy is the complementary to each color. For example, when I'm talking about complementaries, we can look at orange and blue as an example. So orange and blue are opposites on the color wheel. Okay, so it's a directly opposite color. So blue becomes the antidote to orange related issues. So orange in color therapy relates to shock, abuse, and trauma, and blue relates to communication. So we know that the antidote to shock, abuse, and trauma is by communicating. And that's why a lot of the time people who have been abused, they seek counseling. So color works, you know, it's a simple language. If you learn to decode it, it's a bit like anything in life. It's just learning the language of light, and then you can use it therapeutically. So your color choices will reflect back to you subconscious patterns of behavior that can be creating issues, such as a lack of money or challenges, or with love or health or even happiness. So at the same time, your color choices will shine back to you your potential, reminding you of your unique talents, gifts, and your personal power as well. So your higher self or your soul guides you into the choices because it knows which issues that you're ready to work with, even if you don't. So it's like an onion with its many layers. As you may have many issues going on in your life, the colors you are drawn to will guide you into removing and releasing those layers that you're ready to work on. Okay. So with that said, I want to share my screen with you, and I just want to show you a series of 12 different bottles. Now, for everybody who's watching, I'd like you to just tune into the vibration of the bottles that you're seeing, and I want you to write your answers down in the comments section, in the chat box, which remedy you feel is your biggest challenge in your life right now. Okay, and often the bottle that you choose is the one that will help you to release that biggest challenge. So I'm just going to share my screen with you now. Okay, can you see that? Okay, so you've got 12 different bottles there, and I've got all of those in front of me in the physical. So having a look through, okay, so just tune in. Is it number 1, which is a beautiful coral over red? Is it number 2, green over deep turquoise? 3, gold over orange? 4, pale green over green? 5, deep magenta over deep olive? 6, olive over yellow? 7, pink over pink? 8, which is deep turquoise over yellow? 9, which is deep magenta over rose pink? 10, which is violet over lilac? 11, which is olive over lilac? And 12, which is royal blue over blue. So they're your color choices that you've got there. So just spend a few moments, and then just in the chat box, I just want you to have a look and let me know which one that you feel you are most connected to. Okay, so this is the one that represents your biggest challenge, or what will actually help you overcome that biggest challenge. I'm going to stop the share now. Is everybody done?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give them a little countdown when they do this.
All right. Okay. I don't know if everybody's got that. So we've got Alexandria has done number 9, Donna's number 3, Marilyn number 5, Storm number 8, Tiana number 5. Okay, so we've got a few people sort of responding here. So okay, so if we go to number 1, okay, so number 1 is actually the base chakra in the color mirrors system. Okay, so this one is the coral over red one. Now, this one helps you with your survival issues, your safety, your security on the planet, and also physical body pain as well, because coral represents the human body, and red is often attached to feelings of pain. So C1 here is the perfect remedy. It's very good for sort of if you've got aches and pains, or you just don't feel safe or secure on the planet, or you're lacking energy, you just feel like worn out or burnt out. It also can help you with anger as well. So any sort of frustration or anger or judgment, because red energy holds issues of judgment, where we're still in judgment on the world around us. So our critical, our judgmental tendencies. So bottle number 3 was next chosen. Donna, you chose bottle number 3. And that's actually the sacral chakra bottle. Okay, so you're picking out the chakras, and these are the lower chakras. So the sacral is gold over orange, and this is for shock, abuse, and trauma. So it's where we might have felt out of control in our life, where we may have be still holding shock within our physical bodies, and also, you know, where we've maybe had trauma and we've not yet been able to release that as well from the physical body. So orange also, you know, the highest aspect of orange is bliss and enlightenment. But often, you know, we only attain those things through detachment. You know, one of the key principles of Buddhist psychology. Brenda, you've gone for number 11, yeah? Okay, so then we look at bottle number, who else? 5. Marilyn, you chose bottle number 5. Now, this one is issues of codependency. Okay, so it's called the partnerships bottle. So this is where you maybe don't believe that you can stand on your own 2 feet, or you're in a relationship where somebody is codependent on you in some way. And the way we get that is magenta represents Father God and olive is Mother Earth, and they're separate here. So it's almost like not believing that you're that within yourself, or that the relationship dynamic that you're in, you're still sort of, you know, it's like that typical adage of like, oh, the other half, you know, and it's really with, you know, it's about being complete within yourself and not giving your power away to the external other. Then we've got bottle number, and that was as well for you, Storm. Oh no, sorry, Marilyn and Tiana picked number 5 there. Number 7 rather, came up for Joe. Joe, you've picked out this one, which is called Venus. It's pink over pink. Now, this often deals with issues like the pattern of the victim as a shadow pattern, you know, sort of like, or the victim, the abuser, and the rescuer, that whole perpetual cycle. Issues of separation from mother as well. Venus is the planet of love. So it's all about balance and harmony within relationships as a positive aspect, and about unconditional love. But often as a negative aspect, it comes up as being the victim, playing the role of the victim, or separation issues from the mother. And yeah, so that can often be an interesting one to work through. The bottle number 11 is the next one. Oh, no, number 9, Alexandria, you chose that. It's forgiveness, interestingly enough.
Number 8 was next.
I've done, oh no, number 8, yeah, number 8, which is trust. Okay, this is fear of betrayal. A lot of the time comes up with the trust bottle. Turquoise is trust, I trust, and then yellow is fear. So when they come in together, it's like, I fear trust. So there's often that sort of fear that you're going to be betrayed by people, but also there's a lesson always in that as well. So it's almost like the soul needing to go through that lesson. This one's actually called Trust, this bottle. And so it says that you need to maybe go back into more trust within your life, and trust yourself, trusting the universe, and trusting other people as well. When bottle number 9 came in, this one is forgiveness. This is the deep magenta over rose pink bottle. And yeah, it's interesting because forgiveness is quite a key aspect, isn't it? So it's where we need to release guilt and understand that guilt is the biggest misunderstanding of all. You know, everything is divine, so everything is perfect. So nothing that exists outside of the divine. So we have to learn to reevaluate this whole issue of guilt, because that's what often keeps people stuck. But also, you know, forgiving the self, forgiving the magenta is the color of the soul, and rose pink is connected with divine love as well. So it's just bringing it back to forgiveness at a soul level, not necessarily condoning behavior, but forgiving the soul so that you can set yourself free. Brenda, you've chosen the Tower bottle, actually. Brenda, bottle number 11. This is the Tower, bottle 16 in the color mirror system, which is olive over lilac. And the Tower represents, you know, those moments in your life where you have a destruction of, or an implosion of all the structures in your life for consequent clarification. It represents the same as the Tower in traditional tarot. So this is like a breaking down of like, or an explosion of all of those things, but knowing that there will be clarification further on down the track. So if you feel like your life is just, you know, in chaos at the moment, and, you know, everything that it was once familiar in your life is all of a sudden breaking down, then that remedy is a really good antidote to be able to help you feel supported through those times. Donna said, I was also drawn to number 12. Okay, so bottle number 12 is the throat chakra bottle, C5 in the color mirror system. And this one is this beautiful royal blue. Now, this one's really good for people who feel second best or not heard. So if you do feel like, like whenever you speak, it's either shut down or, that people don't really hear the words that you're saying, or you feel second best to somebody else, this is very supportive. It can also help to bring clarity into your communications so that you can start speaking in spirit instead of just speaking the words that come up randomly. It connects you to the whole notion of spirit. So, the colors don't lie. The colors are an amazingly reliable guide for us to be able to rediscover our true purpose in life. And that's one of the reasons why I became so infatuated with the color mirrors. And that's now why I teach it as a modality through the Dreemtime Academy. So, if you are drawn to color, it is definitely a soul calling. So it's definitely not for everybody. But if you feel like you're, that it's moved you in some way, just listening to this, and you feel like it would benefit either your personal development journey or your wellness business, then feel free to email me afterwards at hayden@haydencrawford.com. The course is self-paced online course. So it's about 6 months that it takes to go through it, and it's through video tutorials, home play sheets, and also fortnightly Zoom sessions, live Zoom sessions with me, as I sort of support you through that awakening process. Okay. Has anyone got any questions? Do we do those here or?
Well, you do have a good 30 minutes in your own room after this right now. You did a great demonstration. I'm sure there might be a question or two, which I'd like to answer, as well as give you time to do a door prize giveaway. I'd like to open it up. If anybody has 1 or 2 questions, do a door prize and bring on the next speaker. It would be awesome. I'm curious myself, like I look at these, I'm like, okay, you look at it, what do you do with it? Do you look at it, you put it on your body? What happens if you shake it up? I'm like, okay, it's not like I called on my color. What do you do when you call on your color, and what do you do with the colors?
Okay, so as I mentioned, the essence sprays, for example, like we've got the ruby red here, which is one of my favorites in the essence sprays. Now, this is really good for ancestral clearing, so like, all of the stuff that's inherited, that stays in your DNA, and often, our patterns aren't our own. We kind of come in, we're like, why the hell is this going on in my life? And it's not your stuff. It's just all inherited. It's ancestral lineage. So this helps to go 7 generations back and 7 generations into the future. So you just basically, you'd spray the red ruby around you. So it's an essence spray. Spray it into your auric system, where you can put it on your trigger points like this. And then you just breathe in. So each of the frequencies of the essences is different, and they each have their own keynote and frequency. So, if we recognize color as just being a vibration of light, red being the slowest wave length and frequency, and violet being the highest, each of the colors in between, they each carry a vibrational imprint, which can affect not only our emotions, our mind, but our energetic bodies, our electromagnetic energy field, but also our physical bodies as well. So we basically will breathe that.
Can we add smells to that, the essential oils to each one of them?
They've already been imprinted. So each one of them, for example, the reds carry clove. Clove is very much related to red energy. We've got like the lilacs. A lot of them are with frankincense and lavender. With the blues, like this one smells like germaline. It smells like the inside of a hospital. So the yellows are very citrusy. Bliss is beautiful rose blossoms and orange blossom. So you've got each one has been perfectly created to mirror the vibrational frequency of the color. So that's done. You don't need to worry about that. You just purchase the remedy, you use it, and I mean, we use ours all the time. My husband and I, we take them to bed with us, and we spray before we go to bed, and they change all the time. The colors, we've got all of them. The dual colored oil bottles are used in a slightly different way, whereas you pour these ones into your bath. So the top section of the bottle is is oil. It's purified, it's organic essential oils, and avocado oil is a base oil, so it's all very feminine oil, infused with natural color dyes. And the bottom fraction is purified water, which is infused with Ho'oponopono, crystal frequencies, light frequencies. So you basically take the lid off and you pour the remedy into your bath. You can see there, look, that the remedies are fluid and they're flowing. So these are high vibrational remedies.
No shaking, no nothing, just as is.
No, you can shake them up. You can shake them up and pour them in your bath. Okay. But what will happen is when it goes into the bath, the oil will sit just on the surface of the bath, right, and the water will go in and infuse the bath water. Oh, and then the oil
infuses.
It infuses, it goes into your skin. Sometimes it gets absorbed into your skin. Right. Sometimes it goes away from your skin. So you never know what it's going to do. And actually, the experiences that you have when you're in an alpha brainwave state in the bath vary. So sometimes you can have a really pleasurable experience where you drift off into like a deep delta brainwave state or dream time, and you start getting soul memories and visions. Other times you might feel uncomfortable. So when I bathed in, there was one of the bottles is called the Midas bottle, which is deep violet over gold, which is a very Egyptian color combination. And it was called the Midas bottle because it's used to help assist with unlimited wealth. So when I bathed in that bottle, I was nearly sick. I actually nearly threw up in the bath because it was quite an intense vibration for me. So I obviously was holding on to existential grief through past ancient Egyptian lifetimes that needed to be cleared. So each one is very, very different, so and people use them in different ways. We always suggest that you can use it over a 3-week period. So you shake it up and you pour a bit in over, 3 weeks over 3 baths. Or what I like to do is I like to bathe in the whole remedy in one go, and just deal with the issue that comes up.
What if you don't have a bath? What if you don't have a bath?
If you don't have a bath, well, I've got one of my ladies that I work with. It has got cerebral palsy, so she's pretty incapacitated, and she puts them in a foot bath, and so she bathes in the color in that way, and she gets just a beautiful transformation taking place just using them that way. You can also put them on your body, on your chakras, so you can a lot of other people just keep them on their bedside table and they have them around them, and they allow the remedy to influence them that way. Other people, they massage them into their body. So they've got a kahuna massage therapist, for example, who uses Lomi Lomi, or even just a regular massage therapist. They can use the remedy and actually massage those oils into the body as well. So there's loads of different ways that you can use them if you don't have a bath. Yeah.
Oh my God, I got so many more questions for you. Oh my God, and I got to cut you off. Oh my God. I want to talk to you about Ho'oponopono and the whole Reiki and all this kind of stuff. So I'm so excited to have you part of our team today. And this is your first introduction to what we do. And this is exciting. Wasn't he awesome? Wow. The guys, just follow him to his room right now if you want to have more Q&A with him. I see a lot of hands up. I know Suji and Alexandria, you want to ask questions, but we need to bring on the next speaker in order to honor the time. So what we're going to do, no, don't leave yet because you're going to do a door prize. So I want you to write down a number on a piece of paper, and they're going to put in the chat what number from 0 to 100 in order to win a prize with you. I think you're doing a 30-minute session valued at $150, I believe, if I recall. Here we go. Everyone's going to put the numbers in the chat. Don't look at the chat. Don't look at the numbers. I need you to write it down on a piece of paper. Do you have a piece of paper in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't look at the chat.
Between 1 and what?
100. 1 and 100. So this is really cool. You guys can follow him to his room afterwards. And then coming up next, we have Royden Parcell, the singing psychic from Tasmania, Australia. It's kind of funny because, here he's from Perth, Australia, right? And Roy's been with me since we started at 11 to 12 o'clock today. So Roy's doing an all-nighter and you're just starting your day. So it's kind of cool. And also going on in room number 2, we have Laura Crow. who's doing, she's a psychic medium, and I think she's gonna be talking about working with the inner child stuff. So you guys can stay here and work with Royden and his channeling psychic readings, or you can go to room number 1 and work with your inner child and some mediumship, because she's a psychic and channel and a medium. So you got some things to choose from. So don't hold it up yet. Don't hold it up.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So everyone right now, if you want to have a session with him, I need you to put in the chat a number. If you are visiting from Facebook or YouTube right now, sorry, you have to be here and be part of the party, which is happening behind the scenes. This is why you want to be here. So if you already won a prize, you cannot win again. Sorry, I know you're feeling like you're a winner today. You already won. But you can always go see him right now for 30 minutes in his room as long as he wants. He's not going to go anywhere. And he'll be back out in the playroom at 9:30. He'll be closing out the playroom at 9:30. Okay, they're still putting in the chat. I'm going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, everybody, so we can bring on the next speaker. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, what's your number? Hold it up.
27.
We got 2 27s.
There you go. So 227. So what I'll do is I'll offer out. I'll do Brenda a 30-minute session, and what I'll do for Jay Burkle is I'll offer him or her a course. They can have a level 1 numerology or a level 1 color therapy course valued at 99 Australian dollars. So yeah, that's what they can do if they want. So
that's quite cool that we had 2 people got that number. So congratulations, Brenda, Carrie. Brenda, Carrie,
Thank you.
awesome. And Jay Burkell, if you want to put your email in private chat, or make sure you get to him and go see him privately, go to room number 2, or just put in the chat. That would be great. So I'm so glad you joined us, Brenda. Brenda's with me for years. She's one of my people who used to come to my sound healing meditations way back when at the church for like 5 years ago, her and her husband. So I'm so glad you're here with us today. And I don't know who Jay Barcal is, but so thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That's me.
Who's that?
I'm Jay Burkle. Judy.
Thank you.
So how
Thank
do I contact him? Just
there you go. I've put my email address there in the chat.
okay.
So yeah, Hayden@haydencrawford.com.
Okay.
So Brenda, you can do that as well. Just email me and I'll do the prizes for you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So I got Brenda Carey 1311 at Yahoo, and Jay Burkell. If you can put that in the chat, that would be awesome.
Okay. Great. Thank
Or
you.
even to me, that would be awesome.
I'll email Hayden.
Just email me directly. It's probably
Okay,
easier.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not responsible for that. Okay, so if
No.
you don't post it, I'm not responsible for this action after today.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm
Beautiful.
sure they've got it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
I'm sure they're anxious. So follow him to his room right now for more of Hayden.
All right,
At
thanks
room-
again.
Room number 44. We see you back out on here at 9:30. Thank you,
Okay,
darling.
see you later. Bye.